Hi everyone, it's Jin here, and I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on how to use the new Crucible charge calculator that we've developed for the International Wootz Society and its members. So this is the homepage for the actual calculator. You'll have to have a username and password to access it, and that will be provided to you by the admin or probably the president, so Tim or myself, one of the board members will provide you the username, login, and password details for this because it's going to be separate to um, your user account for the forum and the main website. Um, before I show you a little bit about the calculator, let's go to the help guide, and a lot of the information about how to use it and the bugs or how to report bugs and what features are coming in the new versions, all pretty much listed here. Tells you what the version is, and tells you uh, basic how to do certain things on the calculator, because some things might not be that obvious. This is version 1, so there probably will be some bugs and issues. So please bear with us because we'll try and fix it as you guys report it and identify issues. But I think it's in a good place to release now, so that's why we're doing this tutorial. So going back to the home page, you need to log in to actually use the calculator. So if we log in, this is what you'll see when you log in. You won't see these materials, and you probably won't see create recipe options because you won't have anything in your account. And that's what you've got to create once you log in. So you'll probably start using the calculator by adding your feedstock materials, so your source materials for charging up your Crucible. So we'll do that by clicking add record. You can add your the name of the material, the composition of the material here, submit that, and it'll pop into the list. So if we go iron, I'm going to leave it blank for now and just click submit. You can see it's popped up there. If you don't like it, you can delete it. So that's how quick and easy it is to do, right? If you find that you've submitted something and you put loads of time and effort putting in all the different percentages, weight percentages for each element, and you've missed something, you can always go back and edit it, and you can make those changes and update it there. Okay, so you've got all those options. If you want to create a recipe, we'll go back to the shared with me and sharing option. We'll talk about that in a second. But creating a recipe is very easy. You click what you want to use for your charge. So in my case, let's say, I don't know, 12 grams of graphite, and maybe 1,000 grams of iron. We click select. It just confirms what you're trying to use for your charge, and click make recipe, and it tells you, well, quite low here, but it gives you an option. If you want to make changes to that, it's very simple to swipe back and make the changes that you want to do, right? So if I've added 14 grams this time of graphite and it's getting closer to what I want, I'm not very happy with that. So I'll go back and, let's say, add another 2 grams. And you can see it's giving you the carbon percent. It's giving you a breakdown of elements, which for the sake of the tutorial, I've not populated the composition of actual source materials, but you would see your breakdown of the composition of what you're trying to achieve, what your target composition is, for all the elements, okay, and your total weight. You get your carbon percent, so what your target carbon would be, and also your ACM, what your ACM will be for that particular charge. If you want to print it, you can click print, and it'll create the print page, and you can print that to your printer. I'm not going to do that, but you can do that, and you can click save. These fields here are uneditable. You can't change it. There's nothing I can type in there. But the recipe name you can change. So I'll just put down gin test in there, and I'll click save, and you can see it's populated here. Okay, so that's my recipe now. I've got a recipe that I've saved, that I know what date that I created that Crucible charge. I created that recipe, what the composition of that recipe is, and what source materials are used to create that recipe, and everything else. Okay. If you no longer need that recipe, you can just click delete, and it's deleted. So it's as simple as that. Right, going up now, back to the shared with me and sharing. If you right now, there's a lot of features and functionality that we're thinking about adding to the calculator, but right now we just don't have the time because we've got other things going on in the society. So this is our version 1 release, but in frequent versions there'll be better and more exciting functionality. But one of the exciting bits of the calculator right now is that you can share the materials that you've composed and saved in your account with other members, your friends in the society. You'll have the same functionality, recipes and other things as we progress the functionality in the calculator. So, say if I wanted to share graphite, and I've created graphite's grabbing. It's probably a bad example, but let's say if we're going to share pure iron, right? And I click share. I've got the composition. I can't make any changes to it now, but I can share it with somebody. So I can put somebody's name in there. So if I put Tim's name in there, and I know Tim is a valid user, so I know Tim's the president. He's a valid user. I click share, and it's successfully shared, and he'll see it. And where will he see that? So that's where this button comes in here, the shared with me button, and you can see that Tim has shared some materials with me. So he shared. I mean, these are just for the sake of the tutorial. These don't take this for face value, but these are materials that he shared with me, and I can decide to import it or to leave them there, right? So let's say let's go back home and see if there's pure iron. There's pure iron there, so let's delete pure iron, right? Oh, there you go. Let's delete pure iron. Let's go to shared me. So you can see there's only graphite and mild steel there. Click shared with me, so I can see Tim's been a good friend, and he shared some materials with me. The composition of some materials, some known materials. So I'm interested in pure iron. I'm going to import that, and you can see it's imported there, right? And now I can go ahead and use that material, and as you can see, I've made a recipe from it, and I've got a suggested ACM and a target carbon percentage. All right. A good thing is, I mean, some of you guys might have swipe ability on your phones or on your MacBooks or laptops or whatever your computers you're going to use, but sometimes you don't. So there's a back button here. You can click back. It'll take you to the previous page. It'll take you to the previous page. Okay. If you end up somewhere and you end up somewhere where it's a bit, oh, what's going on there? You've always got this navigation bar at the top, and you can always go back home, and you've got nothing to worry about there. When you get your username and password for the first time, it'll be just a generated one, but you want to make sure that password and username password is secure, it's safe and secure. So when you log in for the first time, you can click on change password, and you can change your password there anytime you like. If you keep it the standard password, it's up to you. The generated password, that's up to you, but we would suggest changing that password when you log in. Okay, it is SSL certified. You can't see the URL, but it's the wootzsociety.com. That's the URL to the calculator, and it's SSL certified. It's got a HTTPS. It's secure. So when you log in, your passwords are secure and things like that. There's a timeout on the calculator that I think it's 15-minute or 10 or 15-minute timeout on the calculator. So if you don't use a calculator, there's no activity on the calculator 15 minutes, it'll automatically log you out. So please be warned if you're filling out forms of compositions and accurate, to the accurate set of elements per material, and you're about to do something, you've left for 15 minutes, you will get logged out. So just be warned. And that's it, really. I think that's a quick tutorial on how to use these things. If we go to the help page, this is your friend. Please use it. We do suggest you using the IWS forum. If you have any bugs, you can email me directly. It's me and my colleague have helped develop this calculator together. And it's been quite a lot of work. So if there is, there's going to be software issues and bugs in that. So if there's bugs in this, please reach out to us and we'll try and fix it. But if there's suggestions as well, please do email me on that. If there's problems with your passwords and things like that, reach out to Tim on the president at the internationalwootzsociety.com. And just for those people who are excited about future features, they're listed here. These are some of the features that we're going to do. We're going to add to the next release, which may happen in a couple of months' time. And that's around, you can start sharing your recipes. You can submit information for your certification for your journeyman or mastersmith reverse or targeted percentage calculation. So you can put down what your target percentage, your target calculation composition is, and it'll tell you how much resources you need to add to your charge. Attaching images and notes to your records so that you have a history of what patterns and what issues and what success and failure you had with certain ingots. And finally, a global materials list, which me and the team will populate into the database, where you would get approved, validated, well-known source materials that are globally available with their compositions, and you can import them into your account. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully that's useful. I hope you guys enjoy using it, and any issues, please reach out to us. Thank you.